Over here! Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning. I don't even know what the day is. It's the 28th of March. Anyway, there's a particular reason I'm making this video this morning. It's only going to be a short one. Because of the ongoing situation that you all know about, I'm just going to point out here before I even go any further. Two key words here, one beginning with C and the other beginning with V. In the land of YouTube, they are politically incorrect words. If you say them, you'll get slung into the YouTube gulag. So I won't be mentioning them. Anyway, today, all I wanted to basically say, no, not say, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you all the taxi cabs, all the company cars here. They're all parked up. Well, nearly all of them are. In actual fact, the drivers are dropping by the day. And they're all parked up the car sales. And I'm going to go up there and I'm going to show you all these cars that are off the road. It's bad times, guys. I guess you all know that already. You know, back in December, when I first heard about this back in December, I watched a few channels and people talk about it. It seemed a million miles away. Now, all of a sudden, in the last 3 weeks ago, it became very real. When I had my flights cancelled, that's when it really sort of like, this is closer than I think. The government have wasted time apparently. They're not even testing people properly in this country, as far as I know. They haven't even been testing the NHS staff. So, well, they are now. Now they're getting all the test kits in. But it's all a little bit too little too late. A bit like China. I think the commie government in China, they probably thought it wasn't much. Thought, oh, it'll just blow over. The people who were shouting about, hey, we got a problem over here. We're going to dock your social scores. We're going to lock you up. Don't talk about it. Until they found out it was a big deal. And by which time it's too late anyway. It's everywhere now. People are flown all over the world. All we've got to do now is try and deal with it. So anyway, all we can do is try and keep our spirits high and get through this. Hopefully stay alive. It's a grim situation all round, really. I hear Boris Johnson's got it. Luckily, he's only got mild symptoms, so it'll be interesting to see how he does and see what he's being administered, what kind of medicine he's on, what they're giving him. I hope he's okay, because I quite like Boris. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a quick chat on what's happening here at this particular garage. Because from last Sunday, when the Prime Minister mentioned, well, didn't mention, he made a live broadcast to the nation for us all to stay at home, not to go out unless it's absolutely essential. So last Sunday night, I'm sat there after hearing that and thinking, right, okay, I don't know what to do now. So I went to bed. The next morning I got up and I thought, I actually wasn't even going to come into work. I really wasn't. I just thought, I don't know where I am. I'm in kind of limbo land. So I've gone on the internet and looked on some news, and I saw a list of businesses that can remain open and ones that can't. Garages is one that apparently can remain open to keep the cars fixed, keep the cars going. So I thought, okay, right, I'm going to go into work, see what's occurring, get with the management, find out what they're going to do. It has been decided here to stay open, but we are really on a limited staff. This particular garage I work at, which is where we repair the taxis, we have an MOT station. We've got MOTs booked. Now I know the government have any cars after the 30th of March, if the MOT runs out after the 30th of March, they're extending it. The funny thing is, quite a few people I've spoken to, I've said that, and they say, well, I don't care. I just want to get my MOT done anyway. They're not interested in the 3-6 months. So we are carrying on. We're going to soldier on, do the MOTs. This has been an opportunity for us to get all the taxis up to date, get them all serviced properly, and then they're just being parked up because most of the drivers don't want to work. They're staying at home and keeping out of this. No one wants to catch this, I can understand that. And but don't get me wrong, I have a particular cough, and every day I'm thinking to myself, am I coughing differently? Am I feeling differently? And so far, myself, I feel the same as I do every day. But the slightest thing out of the norm, if I feel like I've come on with a fever, I'm going to be straight home. And I will isolate myself. Because the last thing I want to do is give this to somebody. And that's the trouble. There's a lot of people with asymptomatic cases walking around out there that don't even know they've got it. They're not showing any symptoms. Anyway, right, let's go for a quick walk around this garage. Because I'm bored standing in the bloody office. But yeah, I'm just waiting for my first 2 MOTs to turn up, and that's me done for the day. That's the heater's on, warming the place up. It's a little bit nippy this morning. This car here, this taxi here, this is the only one down here now. I have serviced so many of these cars. It is quite unbelievable. We have got an entire taxi fleet, which is pretty much all serviced up to date now, and they're not going anywhere. The funny thing is, I had one of the drivers, where are we? I had one of the drivers 2 days ago. He had a flat battery down the train station, and I thought, right, he was stuck, so I went out to him, and I thought, as I'm driving down to the train station, I'm thinking to myself, they've got a taxi rank there, and there's usually piles of taxis all lined up. And I thought, flipping heck, it's like a one-way system, and I thought, how am I going to jump start him? How am I going to get to him? But I got there. He was the only car there. I couldn't believe it. The place was literally deserted. Absolutely unbelievable. You know, it's an eerie feeling when you go out. I don't know, it just is. You go into the supermarket, and now they've got all the lines on the floor, so you stand 2 metres apart from everybody. And you've got the security guard outside saying, well, if you two are going in, you need to sort of like separate yourselves 2 metres apart as you walk into the supermarket. When you're in the supermarket, you need to stand 2 metres apart from everybody. Sainsbury's, they're limiting the number of people who can go in the store. It's a funny old feeling. It's almost like you're in some kind of bloody Armageddon film. This is like, I mean, there's a lot of things that have happened over the years, but here in like England, it's like nothing normally happens here, but this is flipping, I don't know, it's strange. I think we've all just got to try and deal with it best we can. Unfortunately, a lot of people are dying through it. I don't really know what to say, guys. So, well, I think what I'll do is I'll just stick to what I'm doing. And like I say, what taxis are literally still running, which is only like a few of them, they do more than just carry people about. They sometimes carry, like even hospital samples that are in special cases. They have to deliver stuff from Papworth and Cambridge and places like that. So the taxis do more than just run people around. So what's left on the road, some of the die-hard drivers, the thing is they've all got to carry their hand sanitizer. And you know, this is another thing. I'll be the first to admit, I'm certainly not the cleanest person on this planet. But lately, I mean, I haven't been wearing a mask because I've come to the conclusion from what I've been reading up that this virus is through touch. It's on surfaces. It has the ability to remain active on surfaces for quite some time. So if you get it on your hands, and here's the thing, you get it on your hand, you touch a surface, you get it on your hands, and as we do, we touch our eyes, we touch our mouth, we touch our nose, and that's how it's transmitted. So half the time I'm wearing gloves, then I'm taking the gloves off, then if I touch anything, I'm actually washing my hands before I do anything else. If I drive a customer's car in for an MOT, I'm wearing gloves, and afterwards I'm washing my hands. I've never washed my hands so much. It's just taking a bit of thought to actually know, to keep thinking, I'm touching this, you know. Anyway, getting back to this garage. We are remaining open. We're getting a few customers in for MOTs, a few jobs here and there. We're doing all the precautions we can. I can't really do much more. With disinfectant sprayed all the handles in here and everything, all the surfaces. So we're sort of like trying to keep it as clean as possible. Some people won't even actually come in. Last week wasn't bad because the sun was shining. We could put chairs outside, people could bring their car in, have an MOT, then they can sit outside. We can take the paperwork out to them, put it in their car, give them their keys back, and they're away. So far it's been okay. But I'll be the first to admit, since Sunday, since this actual lockdown, it has been strange. It has been really strange. And you know, a few weeks up until that lockdown, all the panic buying in the shops, it's like, yeah. You know, the ironic thing I got is now the shops are actually seem to be getting stocked back up. I went into our Tesco store last night. They've even got toilet roll on the shelf. The funny thing is I don't even need toilet roll myself. I went to Poundland a few weeks back and I usually buy some like big 16 bag packs. And throughout all of this, I've had enough toilet roll for the last month and I still don't need any more. I don't even know what it is with a toilet roll. I don't get it. Why was that? What? Why was toilet roll the first thing to go off the shelves? Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get these 2 MOTs done, and then I'm going to run up car sales and give you a brief look about of all the taxis that are parked up there and what's going on up there. Because down here, we are allowed to remain open, so the government say. And until I feel slightly wrong, I shall carry on and do the best I can. Anyway, I'll see you in a minute. It's my sister that's coming in this morning for her MOT. So I'll have a good chat with her, see what she knows. But I'll see you in a minute, guys. All right then, that's it. That's my 2 MOTs done. Before I run up the car sales and show all these taxis that are parked up, let me just run through a few things first. This is the taxi I've already shown. This one needs a service. So that's going to be stuck here till next week. Then it'll probably be parked up and do nothing anyway. 1 minute. Before I go outside into the yard, let me just adjust the exposure, otherwise we're not going to see Jack. There, F25. I think I need to put a ND filter on it. I would do actually if the sun was out like it's been all week. The only day I come out with a freaking camera, the bloody clouds come over, it looks like bloody rain. Right, so there, that's a spare car. This one here is just another driver that's decided to self-isolate. And this one's going to need to be, oh yeah, it definitely needs a wash before that acid eats into the paintwork. So we'll get that up car sales shortly. Right, let's get back. It's well deserted around here. There we go. Right, yeah, as I was saying, before I actually nip up car sales, I just want to say something here. In this office, there's a load of folders here. We've got all these folders here, and then all these ones over here, like rows of them. By my count, there's something like 112 taxis. These are all company taxis. So bear that number in mind, because when I go up car sales, we're going to see that there's quite a substantial number of these cars that are actually parked up there doing nothing. Anyway, enough chit chat. Let's get up that blooming car sales and see what's occurring. I'll meet you up there. I can't hold this camera and drive at the same time. Okay guys, here we are, car sales. I'll tell you something. I've done a few things right today, which makes a bloody change for me. Number one, I brought out a stabiliser for the camera. I've also brought my little wind filter because it's flipping windy out here. And I brought an ND filter, which I finally screwed on the camera. Right, anyway, let's go and have a look at this car sales. I'll tell you what, it's a lonely old place out here. There's still cars around. There's a few coming down the road now, but this road is normally quite busy. It certainly ain't today. It hasn't been all week actually. Right. I will point out here, not that there's many car sales here at the minute anyway, the actual boss, he was going to go and buy a whole new load of stock. Unfortunately, that's all gone out the window because the car sales is now shut. So no one's buying any cars at the minute. It has to stay open here though, because we've got like 50, 60 rental cars and they all have to be looked after. So yeah, it's normally the Americans that rent the cars anyway. But like I say, we've got to stay open for them. Flipping heck, that wind is strong. Anyway, this is it. Are you ready for this? I think I'll have a little walk around this lot. Look at that lot. That is one sea of red. Flipping heck. What did I say? There's about 112 cars. Company cars alone. That doesn't include all the owner drivers, the people that own their own cars. And you look at this lot, there's 1, 2, 4 rows deep, bumper to bumper. Holy cow, I don't know if we can fit through here. Look at all these brand new 19 plate Ford Transits. Let's have a little walk around. It's a bit like a taxi graveyard. Flipping heck, who parked these up? Look. How the bloody hell are you supposed to get through there? Gee. Just to give you some kind of idea, the insurance alone, just for the taxis, it works out around about 18 to 19,000 pound a month, which over the course of a year you're looking at, it's over 270,000 pound a year. That's just the taxi insurance. That doesn't include the trader's policy. That's a lot of flipping money, and that's just the bloody insurance. The maintenance bill for these cars, parts alone, just from the Ford, you're probably looking, depending how much we do, varies from like 5 to 15,000 pound a month. It's a lot of clutches, a lot of brake pads, a lot of oil change. The oil for these cars isn't cheap, 0.30. It's expensive stuff. The tyres that these cars go through, holy crap. I'll tell you something, there's not a lot of money in it. You'd think that all these cars would be making a fortune, but they're not. You know, this taxi company alone, there's, you know, there is a bit of profit in it, if you're lucky. But there's an awful lot of outgoings compared to what's coming in. Yeah. Do you know what, guys? I don't know what to say. I don't know whether this would be a good point to play some music. You know, the kind of music when the Titanic was going down. Right. I'll see if I can get a better vantage point. I should climb on the roof of that porter cabin. I would if there was a ladder there. I need to get to higher ground. I wonder if somebody will lend me a ladder. Oh, you didn't think I was going to go that quick, did you? No, I've set myself up a little prop because I'm taking a photo of these cars, and being gravity challenged like I am, I need to find higher ground. So I found a little ladder. There we go. Let's see what we can do with this. There, look at that. That is one massive amount of cars. I should actually stand here and count them all, but I'm not going to. But there's a lot, and I should think by the end of the weekend there'll be a few more joining them. Right, suppose I better get back down. Yeah, I just said my sister, I've just done her MOT for her. Do you know what she's given me? She's given me a little bottle of alcohol to clean my hands. Just as well, actually, because I can't exactly buy it in the shops, there's none bloody left. So that's nice of my sister. That's what sisters are for. Yeah, the only downside is you can't drink it. Well, I don't think you can. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try like them people have been that were drinking that aquarium cleaner, them Americans that thought that chemical in fish tank cleaner is gonna kill the. How fucking stupid can you get? Let's go and have a look at the heritage rentals. They're all Mark III Mondeos, 2 litre petrol automatics, and it's just mainly the Americans that rent these out. They love them. We know that the Americans like the automatic cars. Oh, we've got a Focus here. Hello. Hello. All right, I'm just talking to myself. I'm self-isolating. You know, it's funny, you know, you ought to try it sometime, talking to yourself, or talking to a camera. You can often get some funny old looks. Let's have a look in here. Oh, heater's on. Actually, it's too dark and I can't be bothered to change the exposure. So that's it. Yeah. Right, I'm going to get one last shot. That's the old valeting bay. I think there's one person here cleaning the rentals, that's about it. Right, let's spin this round. There. What can you say? It does worry me, you know. I mean, sure, this company can ride this storm for a while, but I don't even know if we're going to get money from the government to help. They say they're going to, but we don't know for sure. We'll have to wait and see on that. There's still a lot of people that need to be paid, and the people in this country that are not being paid. I just hope all this clears up quick so we can get back to normal. Because the economic side of things, if it stays like this or carries on, it could get bloody ugly. Okay, that's it. Never ever have we had, God, flipping heck, that flipping wind, it's like, never have we had so many taxis parked up at one time like this. It's unprecedented. But there again, we're in new territory now, aren't we? We've never had a pandemic that's affected the world like this one. If there has been, it hasn't been in my lifetime, that's for sure. Okay guys, now I must have bored the bloody hell out of you. I'm going to go home for the rest of the weekend. I might actually put up a live stream. I'm quite getting used to that idea. I've been trying to work it out, and after the last attempt, which actually I don't think went too bad, I think I've got it worked out now. So I might do that at the weekend. I'll do some questions and answers. I'll probably get more wrong than I get right. Anyway, till I come online again, we're done. Going home. Hello? You want to get on camera? As you can see, I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to my camera. Where are you going? That's all right, nothing. Yeah, everyone's keeping their distance. See, even Costa was walking away. Don't want to come near me. Right, that's it guys. I'm done, I'm out of here, I'm going home. So till the next time, see ya.